in a chair, steam on a coffee, breaking down tape, sleep looking car, sleep green in his notes, birds on his cap, talking about trenches, blitz, block, snap. Bo got a ring, West Coast breeze, stories from confetti still stuck in his sleeves. James C's black gold, whole town rides, Big C talk ways where the tide line slides. It's that Sunday morning podcast. Turn it up loud. From the first hot take to the last cold crown. Mitch, Bo, James, Big C, talk ball. Every call, every draw, every brawl, every ball. If you love this game, you know this sound. Hardcore sports, we run this town. Oh yeah. Mitch say Philly fly, Bo say skyline. James pull stats right off the sideline. Big C laugh, talk speed on the seam. Whole squad argue same love, one dream. Red zone rush, fourth down hush, overtime talk, heart rate crush. From east to the west, down coast to steel. It's a barbershop talk, just mics, just real.
All right, let me put this in Discord.
Celebrate, ride or die. Same grid, Darren. 4 different views, one game, one love. That's hard. It's that Sunday morning podcast. Turn it up loud. From the first hot take to the last cold crowd. Mitch, Bo, James, Big C, talk ball. Every call, every call, every draw, every ball. If you love this game, you know this sound. Hardcore sports, we run this town. Hardcore.
All right, guys, what is up? What is up? Welcome to the NFL Sunday Morning Show. I'm here with James from Steelers by the Week podcast and Finn, and Big C from the Finn Posse podcast. How you doing, man? Dude, that was great. That was fucking great.
I'm doing good, man. Good to see you guys this morning. Talk some football.
Yeah,
hey, good
man.
morning, guys. Good morning.
Yeah, we're getting everyone in the chat right here. Yeah, Big C created that this morning, sent it to me, and there it is. Next week we'll have like videos and stuff like that for next week. So all good there. So let's just get started, man. And T.Y. Hilton has retired from the NFL. How do you guys feel about that? James, I'm going to start with you. T.Y. Hilton retiring.
Didn't know he was still playing, to be honest.
Right, I'm right there with you.
Man, I mean, he had some good years back in the day, but if you would have asked me without making that statement that he had retired, I would have said, oh, yeah, he probably retired a couple years ago. So I had no idea, to be honest.
Right. Big C, what about you, man? T.Y. Hilton.
Yeah, I mean, I thought you were reading the news from 2020. I mean,
Yeah.
I didn't realize he was still around.
Apparently,
I mean,
yeah, it broke like what, a couple of days ago, I guess. I'm like, dang. Him and DJ Chark too. He
Okay.
retired too. I'm like, dang. Good for you. But yeah, but I loved watching T.Y. Hilton play. I did. He was an underrated receiver. He was good at the slots. I mean, for the routes and whatever. I liked him. I thought he was very underrated for sure. How many teams did he play for? I felt like he played for like Pro Football Reference is down for me. Oh, there it is. All right. So he had 638 receptions, 9,812 yards, and 53 touchdowns in his career. He played for the Colts and Dallas. That was it. Colts and Cowboys. He stopped a couple years ago in 2022. So
yeah,
that was the last year of him.
I don't really remember him anything besides Andrew Luck. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
So,
Yeah, I'm right there with you. Oh, there he is. This cap in the chat. What is up, man? There he is. There he is. But yeah, man. Is there actually a player now that you could compare to T.Y. Hilton Is there any receivers out there now that you could be like, oh, reminds me a little of T.Y. Hilton?
I don't know, who are your burners that you just send deep that aren't that big of dudes. I feel like
Right.
T.Y. Hilton, you know, he made a great living doing it. He put up some good numbers over the years, but I don't know, like a poor man's Deshaun Jackson kind of thing.
I was gonna say the exact same thing. I was gonna say the exact same thing, man. It's actually hilarious.
I feel like Deshaun Jackson was a lot more explosive than Ty. I mean, not taking nothing away from T.Y. Hilton. Man, I'm not sure.
Right. It is hot dog. What is up, man? Love that name. I love that name. But yeah, I just thought I'd throw that out there to TY before we talk about Big C. Your Dolphins, man, made a trade. Jalen Waddle to Denver Broncos. You got a lot for him. You guys got a lot for him.
I mean, we got a first and a third, and we swapped fourth round picks. Listen, I'm not mad at the trade. I don't think Jalen Waddle ever lived up to the number 6 overall pick in the draft. He's a nice piece, but let's face it, he's 28 years old. He's a highly paid receiver. He's not one of the top paid receivers, but I mean, he's making somewhere between $25 and $30 million a year. This is a rebuilding team. I love the fact that we went out and got as much compensation for him as we did. Listen, if you can turn that third round pick into another Jalen Waddle, which I think you can. I think you can find a Jalen Waddle type wide receiver in the third round. That means you won this trade because you have an added first round draft pick. And this team has a bunch of holes. And I think the Miami Dolphins did the right thing here. Now, there's a lot of Dolphins fans that want to keep this trade thing going and trade HN. I'm not one of those guys. There's a difference between HN and Jalen Waddle. HN has shown that he can be an elite running back in this league. Jalen Waddle never did. Jalen Waddle is getting to that age where, maybe the decline starts to kick in. Yes, HN's going to have to be paid, but you don't find players like HN being around up the street corner. You know what I mean? This guy is a 5 running back as far as explosiveness, as far as playmaking ability in this league. And you just don't, people are like, well, if we get offered a second round pick, you got to take it. Why? Is that second round pick? What's the chances that second round pick's going to turn into Devon HN? Highly unlikely. Even a first round draft pick, chances are, you know what I mean? They're not going to be as explosive, as much of a playmaker. Like, you hit a home run in the draft when you selected him, and I do not think you let a 24-year-old superstar walk out the door because you got to give him a contract. You know what I mean? You got to pay somebody. Why not pay one of the best young talents in the league?
Yeah, and it's way easier to pay a top running back than it is a top wide receiver, right? Top running backs make like $15 million a year. Top receivers are in that $30 to $40 million a year. So, yeah, I'm with you 100%. I think when you're in a complete rebuild like Miami is, like, this isn't a soft reset. They're tearing it down to the studs and rebuilding from there. Well, one of your foundational pieces moving forward should be Devon HN. It absolutely should be. And everything you said, the explosiveness, the elite athlete, the fact that he's only 24, he could be a guy that's a pillar now. And if you do well in the draft, if you rebuild correctly, 3-4 years from now, you might have a bunch of other pillars around him and be making some playoff runs. And he's still in his 20s. He could be like 26, 27 years old, and you have an awesome team around him. And now you're making some noise while he's in the peak of his career, instead of looking across the league and saying, well, there's HN. He's got 5 Pro Bowls now, and he's playing for Arizona or wherever, Like, you don't want that regret of letting a guy like that go when you need to rebuild. So, yeah, I'm with Big C 100% on this. You got to hang on to somebody. Why not a running back as talented as HN? I think that's the right way to go.
So, Bo's actually fixing some wiring in the studio, so he won't be here this week. He'll be back next week. So, it's Seattle interested in HN for the 32nd overall pick. Probably. No, probably not.
No, because they're not going to pay a running back right now. They're going to have to make some very difficult decisions in Seattle on who they pay. in a running back is not likely going to be a decision.
Yeah.
And let me say this. This is how delusional, one of the leading reporters for the Miami Dolphins is Omar Kelly, right? And Omar Kelly is a beat writer for the Miami Dolphins. He talks to these guys firsthand, you know what I mean? And he does a podcast, a weekly podcast with a couple of podcasters that, I talk to and I do business with. And he's like, what makes you think that the Miami Dolphins are rebuilding? What? What? What are you talking about? What makes you think? If you get rid of damn near every valuable piece that you have for draft picks, I mean, why? What are you talking about? You know what I mean? And that's why it's so frustrating with some of these fans. Why it's so frustrating with some of the people that report the Miami Dolphins news is that they just, I just don't understand where they're coming from. Like again, with the Achane compensation. I'll take a third round pick for Achane. Why? Because you don't want to pay him? Like you're going to have 150, 170 million dollars, 24 years old.
Yeah, you keep that guy.
And mind you, what he did last year behind offensive line that lost its right tackle, lost its starting left right guard 3 plays into the season. We had the worst ranked left guard in all of football last year in Jonas Savaianaya. And he still came up with 1,400 yards, another 400 yards receiving, 15 to 17 touchdowns, like behind a very bad offensive line. A team that you knew couldn't throw the football because Tua was going through whatever Tua was going through. They knew we were going to run the football, and he was still able to do that. If Jeff Hafley and Sully go out and build this offensive lineup, imagine what this kid can do. Yeah. And just because you got to pay somebody, you don't get rid of a superstar talent. And I'm not comparing Devon Achane to Barry Sanders, but just because you think no, you don't trade away that type of talent.
Right. So Achane, he rushed for 238. He had 1,350 yards and 8 touchdowns this past season. So in his career, he has over 3,000, just a tad bit over 3,000 rushing yards in his career, 22 touchdowns. So yeah, you keep this guy in your locker room at all costs. You build around this guy. You build around him. I think that's the way you go about it.
And I love the return they got on Waddle. I think that was excellent return. And this is exactly how you properly rebuild a team. You trade away assets that you can get a lot in return for, and then you go heavy into the draft, man. And if you hit even 2/3 of your draft picks, you're going to have a problem in 4 years deciding which one of them you pay, because that's the way that works when you draft well in the NFL. Ask the Philadelphia Eagles. They're letting guys go because they can't afford to pay them. Like, that's what happens when you draft well. Same in Baltimore. They're letting guys go off of rookie deals because they can't afford to pay them because everybody else they've paid. So you want that problem. That's the problem you'll want to have, but it starts with the draft because you overpay in free agency. You bring guys in free agency, but if you normally get $10 million, you're going to have to pay them $13 or $14 million. So go heavy in the draft, and in a couple of years, you never know what the team could look like.
Yeah. Now for Waddle in Denver, I mean, you got Waddle and Sutton there, and then you're gonna have Bo Nix back hopefully by beginning of the season. Denver's looking scary on paper right now. Denver's looking really good. Are they like the favorites to go back to the AFC Championship game? You think they're the favorites, or there's another team that we're forgetting?
They got to be in the conversation. But I think you got to see a little bit more improvement out of Bo Nix. I think as the season got along, he started to wane in his play a little bit there. So giving him better weapons is a great idea. That's a great start. But he has to make sure his play stays at a higher level as the season goes on there too. Yep.
Big C.
To me, the trade didn't overly make sense for Denver, in my opinion. Is Devon Achane excuse me, Jalen Waddle a nice piece? Sure. But they have a plethora of young receivers over there that can do a variety of things. You know, you got Cortland Sutton, who's your big bodied wide receiver, but they got Franklin. They got a bunch of pieces over there that can do all the things that Waddle can do. So it really doesn't make sense. One of those guys is going to have to sit out and not get as much playing time. And I think that they could have used that draft picks on maybe bringing in another piece that would maybe be more valuable to them.
Yeah.
Maybe for a running back, you know what I mean? Maybe for,
Yeah, they need a running back. I forget. I just looked up their running back yesterday, and I forget the guy's name.
J.K. Dobbins, right? J.K. Dobbins,
Yeah.
right?
No,
Yep.
He's a
have a
decent
rookie
back, but
there,
he
too.
can't stay healthy. He can't stay healthy. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah, he was like that in Baltimore too. He was always hurt there.
Yeah, I'm looking up. They have a good backup running back too, a rookie, I think. R.J. Harvey.
Oh yeah, he was a quicker, short dude.
Yeah. And it's
I mean, with
2020.
Bo Nix is a athletic running type quarterback. You know what I mean? I would have, and this might sound crazy, but because you don't pay that much for running backs, but that first and third they gave us for Waddle, if I was Denver, I'd have much rather offered that for Devon Achane.
Yeah, they could go either way. They could go either way.
I
there.
think that would have. I
So
think that would have been a bigger. I think that would have been a bigger help.
Yeah, maybe. What pick do they have in the draft? What pick do they got? Maybe they can draft a running back there.
They had 30.
Yeah, it's a late.
I don't know what they got now. They
So they
gave
nothing
us
left.
30 for Waddle.
Yeah.
Which means they won't have a pick until like 62 or something. Then.
Yeah. Well, there goes my theory. There goes my theory. Then I thought they would draft a running back with that pick. Well, that pick is gone now.
I mean, they might be able to get a running back. Mike Washington Jr. is a very fast, athletic back that they could maybe target in that late second round.
Yeah, this is one of those classes where you've got the top guy in Jeremiah Love and then a pretty steep drop off afterwards. And not saying that the running back talent behind that isn't good. It's just not up to that level. So there is expected to be quite a gap between when Love gets drafted and then the next running back. I would not be surprised if Love's the only guy in the first round. So you might still have a pretty awesome selection there at the end of the second in running backs.
So this is Denver's pick: 62, 108, 111, 170, 246, 256, and 257. They got a lot.
Yeah.
They got a lot there.
That's what a 2, 2 3s, a 4, and then a couple of late ones. That's a huge gap between 170 and 246. So you better fill your needs before you get out of that fourth round.
They could honestly take a couple of those picks and trade for a running back. They could do that too. What is up, Will? I mean, if they do that, then that's good. Couple seconds for a running back, you could get something.
Yeah, but I want to say they had a decently high investment in R.J. Harvey, though.
They do.
I'm going to look that up. I don't remember what round he was. Yeah, he was a second-round pick last year, so I doubt they give up on him already.
Yeah. They got a lot of thinking to do.
Yeah, and not a lot of huge holes. It's a pretty solid roster. That defense is pretty tough. So they get a couple of key pieces, and they'll be right back in that the thick of things in the AFC again, no doubt.
Denver is stacked. They really don't need anything but a true tight end. What about an edge? They could use an edge, right? They could use an edge too.
Well, they got
that defense is really good.
Yeah, their one edge is really good. That young dude.
Yeah, I got it. I'm on their depth chart right now. Let me go back here. For the edge, who they got here?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, they're fine.
Yeah.
They got Zach Allen. Yeah, they're good. Malcolm Rowe. Their defense is fine. Alex Singleton, former Eagle. Not surprised. Patrick Surtain. I forgot about Surtain. How do I forget about one of the best corners in the league?
Yeah.
That is just
The best
great.
corner
Yeah,
in the league.
the best. You think he's the best one?
A lot of people would probably put him as number one right now. Yeah, he's incredible.
Yeah, I thought it would be like McDuffie.
His
I thought
dad was no.
McDuffie would be in
His
the
dad was
conversation.
nah. I'd put
Nah.
Surtain over his dad was no joke neither.
Right. Yeah. All good, Coach. Thank you. Yeah, Chiefs have a similar stack of picks too. It's the most draft capital Kansas City had in 12 years. Well, yeah, they're trying to build because Mahomes may not be ready by the first game. He might be out for a couple weeks. So they're
Oh,
trying to get, their team set. But they traded for Justin Fields.
Nothing says we got confidence in the roster like trading for Justin Fields.
What do you guys think the chances? What do you guys think the chances are Mahomes ready at the beginning?
I don't know what the extent of the injury was. Was it ACL and MCL?
I just thought it was
I'm not
ACL.
sure.
I don't know. I thought it was just ACL. Chat, if it's both, let us know.
I was
Because
thinking for some reason it's both. A lot of guys make it back in 6 months nowadays from ACLs, so it's tough to think that this is the guy that's not going to work hard enough to come back from it. But it depends on how severe that injury was. Was it completely severed? Was it a partial tear where it's going to heal the rest of the way back up with surgery? There's a lot of variations here depending on how severe that tear was.
I think this is a very dangerous situation for Kansas City because I think that Patrick Mahomes is going to try to force himself to be ready regardless, whether that takes him lying to the franchise and saying he's more ready than what he really is. And we all know that them ACLs once they hit, they're more likely to hit again. So I worry about that with Patrick Mahomes. He's got such a legendary career going so far. I would hate to see him mess it up because he rushes himself back.
And it's a valid concern, right? Because this dude's always playing through bum ankles and all kinds of lower body injuries. He's out there limping all over the place. So I think that's a very real concern. I'll be surprised if he doesn't try to play by the beginning of the season. Honestly, I think he's just one of those dudes that's too driven. He wants to be on the field. He's going to be really mad about how last season played out, other than the fact that it helps him out in draft order for being a bad team last year. But if I'm him, I'm probably trying to push it and get back.
And think about this, right? This may be Travis Kelce's last year too. So once you put Kelce there, Mahomes is definitely going to try to rush to get back. Definitely, because we're not going to see the greatest tight end in history. We're not going to see him for that much longer. Yeah, LCL too.
Yeah.
So.
And LCL is a real small one on the outer edge of your knee. It's not as substantial. That'll probably be all the way healed long before the ACL is.
Yeah, and Cap says Andy Reid turned Mike Vick around. Mike Vick was already fast, so it was not really for much Andy Reid to do. Justin Fields is playing out terrible. Just awful.
He was horrific last year with the Jets. There is some good play in him that can be pulled out with good coaching, but I wouldn't expect it to be anything substantial. If anybody can pull it out of him, it's Andy Reid. But in the 6 games he started for Pittsburgh, he went 4-2 as a starter and was okay. But he just completely fell off in New York. He was awful there.
New York, it's just like it's the Jets, man. It's just the Jets. And actually, we may be getting a Jets content creator to join the network soon. So be on the lookout for that. So, Kelce's definitely in the conversation for greatest tight end ever. He is. He's there with Mahomes. Not Mahomes. Yeah. Kelce, Gonzalez. You can put Gates in that conversation. Gronk. Am I forgetting someone?
I mean, you got Kellen Winslow, Senior, Shannon Sharp. I mean, there's a lot of great all-time tight ends.
Good.
Maybe Jason Witten in the conversation. He had a hell of a career.
Jason Witten had a hell of a career. Yeah.
Yeah. Not a lot of people count him, count this guy, but I think he's underrated. Todd Heap.
Todd Heap was a good tight end.
He was good.
Really good
Yeah.
tight end.
I mean, James, you were against him for most of
I'll
like,
tell
so
you
you
what.
see him closely.
You never feared Todd Heap as a blocker, but he was one hell of a receiving tight end.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't put him up in that upper echelon, but he was a
Yeah.
hell of a tight end. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, again, you got Gronk, Kelsey, Gonzalez, Gates. Those are
I'm
the
probably
list of
going
big
with
boys.
Gonzalez if I had to. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Kellen Winslow though in the 80s, he was a different type of player.
Not him, another guy. Not him, another guy. But yeah, I'm right there with you. Gonzalez is my number one. He's right there. What about you, James? Is he your number one there?
Yeah, it's either
Gonzalez?
Gonzalez or Gates for me. I'm kind of like 1A, 1B on those two. I think they were both absolutely incredible.
Yeah. Oh, thank you, Vic. So he actually sent me 2026 wide receiver trade. So there was a Waddle and a fourth,
Fun.
first, third. Wow. First, third, and a fourth Miami got from him. And then you also have DJ Moore here and Michael Pittman Jr. Huh. All right. Thank you for that, Vic.
Yeah, I think the
Mitch, he looks
NFL's
like he
kind of
should talk
telling us.
like Mitch. What?
I feel like the NFL's telling us they don't like this draft class at the top end of it as far as wide receivers that much because they're trading for guys instead of just waiting for the draft and taking one. The talent's good in this draft class at wide receiver, but the elite dudes aren't what we're used to.
Right. Right. We're going to get into that in just a second as well, because there's actually this article that I just saw. What was it? It was like ranking the top remaining options the wide receiver needs after the Jalen Waddle trade. So we're going to talk about that in a second. I'm going to put that up there. But yeah, exactly, James. Yep. And actually, James, your Steelers made a move. You got a center? You got a
It
new
wasn't.
center?
It's not a significant move. It's a guy that might compete for the left guard position that was vacated with Isaac Seumalo leaving in free agency. I expect them to draft a guard.
Brock Hoffman.
Three-way.
think his
Yeah,
name is,
Brock
yeah.
Hoffman. Yeah, he won't compete for center. We're set there with Zach Frazier. He's a stud center, but he'll compete at the left guard position, which will be either Spencer Anderson, who was our 6th offensive lineman last year, doing those jumbo packages. Hoffman will compete for it, and then I expect a guard to be drafted in the first 3 rounds to compete with those two.
Yeah, Brock Hoffman is 26 years old.
Yeah, it's a great backup offensive lineman, and if you have to start him, okay, I'm all right with it. But
Yeah,
I think they'll probably try to upgrade in the draft.
yeah. And anything else about Aaron Rodgers? Because we still haven't heard anything yet.
Dude, I'm telling you, it's the same exact playbook as last year. We probably will not hear a single thing about this other than all kinds of talk until after the draft. And it's very strategically being done. Rodgers wants nothing to do with any of these mini camps or any of that stuff. And the longer they wait to make the decision, the better it is because, 90% of the people that are reporting on the NFL draft are mocking the Steelers quarterbacks because they're convinced that they're going to have to need one because they don't have one on the roster right now. I think it's kind of under the table, agreed upon thing already that both sides are just playing coy, and it helps them out because people are going to trade in front of them to try to jump on quarterbacks that they have no intention of getting.
It's just the same song and dance. I think he'll stay because of McCarthy. Honestly, I think that's like the only reason why McCarthy's even there. So, how old is Rodgers now? 42?
Yeah, he's 42 or 43, I think, one of the two.
Oh my God.
I mean, his arm was still okay last year, but his accuracy on the deep ball's gone, man. He completed like 15% of his deep balls last year. So
I mean, now you guys got a good wide receiver too.
Yep.
So it's just like you got another target there.
Yep.
So,
and
you're
he
missing
loves getting that
Kenneth
ball
Gainwell.
out fast. And Pittman's a dude that gets open quick. So
yeah, I like Pittman for you guys. I do. And you don't have Kenny Gainwell.
Yep. That's team MVP Kenny Gainwell.
It's just so funny how from the Eagles he's a Super Bowl champion, then to the Steelers he becomes the team MVP, and then
Yep.
now he gets what? He got a 4-year deal with the Buccaneers.
Yeah, I forget how many years, but he got $7 million a year. So good on him, man.
Wow, he
Yeah.
definitely gained well over there. Damn.
Yeah, he only got 1.75 out of us, and he got 7 out of them. So good on him, man.
Yeah, you replaced him with Rico Dowdle.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. I like that move for you guys. So, yeah, let me get into this real quick here. Let me change the layout here. StreamYard is just so annoying sometimes. I hate StreamYard. Because you get. Alright, here we go. Ranking the top remaining options for wide receiver needy teams following the Jalen Waddle trade. And the first one is Tyreek Hill. Of course. Of course. I didn't even look at this yet. So is Tyreek Hill actually gonna go somewhere? He's still injured. I don't think he's gonna go anywhere.
So he will once he passes the physical. So he's just got to get healthy, and then somebody will sign him. I mean, obviously there's some off the field stuff, but his on the field talent's incredible. So if you need a wide receiver, that's a great option.
Yeah. I mean, Big C, you know more than anyone. Do you actually see him going anywhere? I don't. Honestly, I don't. I think he's gonna take this year off. I don't see him going anywhere.
I think he'll be back this year. If I was the Kansas City Chiefs, I'd be banging on his door now. Like, don't waste time. Don't set it up. Sign him. Get him in the building. I think he realizes he made a mistake leaving Kansas City in the first place. He was chasing that bag, but I think we all know that Tyreek Hill really wants to be in Kansas City, and if they're smart, they will add him back.
Yeah. Vic says the Colts will sign Tyreek Hill. I guess, but I just don't see him going anywhere with his injury. I don't want him to rush it. I really don't. I think he's an incredible talent. So I'm like, I don't see him going anywhere.
He'll be back. It's just a matter.
You got to realize
of
he's a freak. He's a freak of nature. Like, these guys have it was a gruesome injury, but these guys have the best doctors. They have all the things that money can pay for. And not to mention, he's just a freak. He's an athletic freak. You know, they don't make him like Tyreek Hill. You know what I mean? They don't make these small, compact, muscular, super fast guy. Like, they just don't make players like that. And I think his body is probably going to heal faster than most human beings will. He's already running again. He's still got a long way to go, but I think, you know, if you get to the second half of the season, towards the playoffs, I think Tyreek's going to be able to help a team down the stretch.
Yeah. All right. So what's the next up here? The next one, Debo. Debo's he's too fat for me. I don't see him going anywhere. I mean, he will go somewhere and watch him go. Wait, the Commanders let him go, right? Yeah, the Commanders let him go.
I assume based off of the list. I mean, who needs a fullback in the league? Maybe that's the right role for him these days. He's not the quick running wide receiver he used to be, which I guess
he looks like an end right there, to be honest.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying with his usage as like running back / wide receiver in his early part of his career. Maybe it should be time to go to running back now.
Yeah. What a fall from grace, man. Like, seriously, Devo's one of the best weapons in NFL, and now damn, what a fall from grace for him.
It's dangerous going away from your original team. They know how to use you. When you go and chase the bag at a second stop, it doesn't always go that well. So,
Yeah.
you know, sometimes guys make that move and, you know, they get paid, but it kind of ruins what's left of their career when they do it.
Yeah. Yeah. Debo can be a fullback. Yeah, definitely. He could definitely be a fullback. I mean, look at the Niners now. They got Mike Evans. Like
Well, I don't
that
think I
Niners
don't think it's really
offense.
that. I don't really think it's that moving on from him. I mean, he got to put, and it's hard for me to say. Well, you got to put the cheeseburger down, bro. Like, you got to stop. This ain't really just him changing teams. You're not physically taking care of yourself.
Yeah. How
That's
old
what-
is Debo now? He's got to be like what? I got it.
I don't think he's all that old, man. I think he's right around 30. But I guess that's kind of receivers.
Yeah. Give me age. Come on. On my computer. He's 30. Exactly. So, okay. He's still got a couple more years in him, but I agree with Big C. He's got to drop the McDonald's. But, yeah, so there's that. And then the next up is Stephon Diggs. How is Stephon Diggs still not on a team? It's got to be off the field stuff, right? For Stephon
Yeah.
Diggs.
Yeah, for the same reason he has more baby mamas than he can keep track of. Like, dude's got to get his life in order here. He keeps on becoming more of a mess off the field than he is a success on it. So,
So I don't know where. I mean, you guys, I can't. Like, the first thing that comes to mind for me is the Colts again. It's either the Colts or the Texans are good. But, Big C, what about you? Stephon Diggs. And there's Cool Cat in the cat. What is up, Cool Cat?
I mean, I just think he's starting to wear his welcome out in the NFL. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What he's going to bring to you at this point in his career is just not worth the headache. You know what I mean? When you can go out
Sure.
and draft someone in the second, third round to fill that spot that can give you the same production. I mean, he's not an elite receiver in this league. He's not. So you got to deal with Carly B at the games and his bull crap that he wants to pull. I mean, he's a piece that can add something to a championship caliber team, but again, championship caliber teams typically don't want to add headache players.
Yeah. We have one. We have one. Yeah. Yesterday there was like the big flag football game for Fanatics, and Diggs was in it with Brady. So a lot of these guys are in it, man. Gronk was in it. Jalen Hurts, Devontae Smith. There was a lot of the Saquon Barkley was in it. Logan Paul was in it too. Like, why? Joe Burrow, yeah, he juked out Logan Paul, which is great. I love that. But yeah. And then next up, Brandon Ayuk. A trade for Ayuk?
You
Wait.
didn't even have to trade for him. I think he's a free agent.
Yeah, he's a free agent, right? Typical
Yeah.
Bleacher Report.
Yeah.
He's still coming off of that injury.
His own
He's a good-
teammates were talking about last year not knowing where he even was. He wasn't in the building doing rehab. Nobody saw him all year. Like,
Yeah.
he's another dude that's just a mess off the field. He's super talented on it, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know who's going to stick their neck out there for him now.
I don't think anybody will, honestly. It sucks for Ayuk. Big C, what about you?
I think he's got more upside. That's the funny thing about Ayuk is that he's a little bit younger and has more of an upside than like a Diggs does. But you got to question where his head's at. If he has a love for the game of football and if he's a team player and he's going to be there for you, can you count on him when you need him the most? And I don't think anybody can say that they can. So I mean, it's a terrible thing to see these talented players fizzle out because of bad decisions, and I think he's obviously ruined his NFL career. And this is a kid that every team in the NFL should probably want to pick up, but will anybody pick him up? You know what I mean?
He's a good like second and third option. I don't see him as like a number one option at all. I see him as second or third. All right, what's next? George Pickens to an offer sheet. Okay. I'm not helping out the Cowboys at all. I'm staying away from this one.
Yeah. Yeah, as the guy who's had George Pickens on his team, I'll tell you this is an extremely unpredictable individual.
Yeah.
That's exactly why Pittsburgh traded him away. When he's got his head on straight, man, he's one hell of a receiver. But he doesn't handle it well emotionally when he's being double teamed on the field. And he doesn't handle it well against number one corners. And the thing is, the better you play, the more of that you see. So if I'm signing George Pickens, I'm keeping it to short contracts because he just seems like one of those dudes that's like one day away from having a meltdown that gets him in a lot of trouble.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Big C, what about you?
To me, he's got to show me that he can. Last year he was absolutely phenomenal with Dallas, but the year before that, I don't think I've seen a drop off from a young wide receiver quite like I did George Pickens. I watched a game, and I can't tell you which game it is. James probably tell you better than me, where this guy dropped 6-7 passes in a row, just couldn't catch anything. Like, he was absolutely horrible, and was complaining that they weren't giving him the ball enough, this, that, and the third. Like I said, he had a great comeback year with Dallas last year, but how much of that was due to the fact that CeeDee Lamb was drawing the top coverage on the other side of the field? They were giving him plenty of opportunities. I got to see how, he does when, things don't go perfect for him. If he can show another year where he acts mature and can be the different player that he was, a completely different player than what he was in Pittsburgh, I would consider giving him a upper echelon contract, but 1 year is not enough. So super talented, but still, he gives me that AJ Brown vibes.
Yeah, and clearly it wasn't enough for Dallas either, right? That's why they just offered to sign him to, was it the transition tag they offered him or the franchise tag? It was one of the two. They didn't offer him a long-term deal. And obviously they're still looking to see more from him too to prove it.
Yeah. All right. I think Juwan Jennings is next up. Okay.
This is the one that surprises me the most, to be honest with you. I thought Juwan would have had an offer within the first couple of days of free agency. So to me, if I'm a team that needs a really good wide receiver, I don't know why he hasn't been signed yet unless he's just asking way too much money. I think he's a really talented dude.
Yeah. I'm looking up how old he is. Juwan Jennings is what? Oh, he's 28. That's good. This one caught you off guard, too, Big C, or no?
I just don't look at him in that upper echelon of wide receivers. So depending on what kind of contract he's trying to get, he is 28 already. I probably want to, you can get wide receivers that are ready to come in the league and produce at a high level in the draft. So they give a 28-year-old that, to be honest, hasn't been great in the league, give them an upper echelon contract. It just doesn't make sense.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, right there with you. So next up, we got to trade for AJ Brown. Yeah. Big C, you want to take it? I'll go last on this one.
Big C, you want to go first on AJ?
Sure. Why would you bring AJ Brown to your team? First off, he's got some injury issues. Second of all, there's no dispute that he's a talented receiver. He's big, physical, talented receiver. But what makes this guy happy? You know what I mean? I don't think you can make him happy. He needs 15 targets a game. He says he wants to win. Then he wins the Super Bowl and he's let down by the experience. Like, who says that? You know what I mean? Like, so you don't care about winning. All you care about is your targets. You're not happy with the targets that you get. You want more deep passes, contested catch opportunities downfield. You're not happy with the slant plays and the comebacks. Like, you need certain types of passes. You need a certain amount of passes. You don't care if you win or lose. You don't care about your teammates. You don't care about your quarterback. You don't care about anything. but yourself. So why would you go and pay this guy the type of money that he demands, that he thinks he's worth? It doesn't make sense. It does not make sense.
James.
Yeah, it's tough for me to disagree with anything that he just said there. It's just been the consistent thing that we hear year over year. AJ Brown unhappy. AJ Brown unhappy. Like, he's complaining about this and that. Is this the kind of dude that if he hit the lottery, he'd complain about paying taxes on it? Like, I feel like that's what's going on with him right here. I don't know. At least he's not getting into trouble off the field, like legal trouble. He's just a whiner, man. He's just constantly whining about something.
He's a little bitch.
Yeah.
He said it. That's what I was thinking, though.
Here's the thing, too. We gotta wait till after June 1st because of the cap hit. Like, it goes from $40 million to $20 million cap hit. So that's the first thing. The second thing is just all best wide receivers are like these. Wide receivers are divas. That's something you just gotta take when you get in these guys. Is it the best thing for your team? No, it is not. It's just like, it is what it is. I'm getting tired of talking about it. It's like every single day there's something new with AJ Brown here. So, honestly, I'm going to ask you guys this. Is he still a top 10 wide receiver in this league?
I don't know if I can put him in the top 10. Maybe the top 15 still. I probably would have him outside of the top 10, though. But part of that's probably not his fault. He hasn't had the best quarterback play.
So
Damn. Yeah. It's
shots
just
fired.
yeah, he is not. Like, I said this before. I thought he was the top 10 like a while, but now I'm thinking it's the 15 because there's other wide receivers that would definitely take over him, like JSN, Puka Nacua. I go on and so on. Jefferson, Chase.
He's definitely not top. He's definitely not top 10.
Yeah.
Nah. He's definitely not. And then if we do trade him, there is a rumor that the Eagles and the Patriots did accept a trade, but they got to wait till after June 1st for that. So,
that's the only team. That's the only team I see, and it's just because Vrabel's still mad that he got traded away from him without his permission back when he was in Tennessee.
Yep. And then if we do trade AJ Brown, we still have Devontae Smith there, which is good, a good number one. And then we just got Hollywood Brown, so he will be like a number 2 or 3. And then we have Darius Cooper. Like, that's a big drop off. That's like a huge drop off. We were able to keep Goddard, so there's that for 1 year, $7 million. So, tough situation for the Eagles. That's all.
I think you're being a little generous calling those guys number 1 and number 2 receivers. I mean, we're talking about
Devontae?
I mean, yeah, it's the Slim Reaper. I don't know if he's a number 1.
He was
receiver.
a number 1 his rookie year.
Yeah, all right.
He was a number 1 his rookie year, so he doesn't. And then who's number 1? Target the 2026 NFL draft. It's just wait, James, is this not a big wide receiver class?
I mean, it's a huge wide receiver class. There's a lot of skilled dudes, but it's one of those things where at the top of the class, there's no clear number 1. You know, Jordan Tyson's got all kinds of injury histories. Carnell Tate isn't that fast, but he's a good route runner. Mekhi Lemon looked like he was on drugs on his podium interview at the Combine. Like, it's just like right down the list. There isn't a dude that has like the elite size, elite speed, and elite talents. They all have their individual things, but there's nobody that you're looking at in this class and you're like, oh, that's definitely the next Jamar Chase. That's definitely the next Justin Jefferson. I think there's a lot of dudes that are going to be really good number 2 wide receivers at the top.
Yeah.
But I don't know that any of them are like true number 1s. Now, once you get past that, second and third round, there's a lot of guys that are good quality receivers that will still probably be good quality starting wide receivers. I just don't think this is a class that's loaded with number 1 level guys, but a crap load of number 2s.
Yeah. Big C, what about you?
I absolutely agree. My team is in the market for a wide receiver, obviously, after the Jalen Waddle trade. I would stay far and away from the top three. I think Tate's going to be gone regardless. But the fact that he ran as slow as he did at his 40, you need to be able to gain separation. You can have the greatest hands in the world, be the best route runner, but you got to be able to gain separation with your speed. Lemon and the other kid there, I'm just not huge fans of them. I don't believe that, like you said, there's no Jamar Chase, there's no Justin Jefferson, there's none of those in this draft. There are some pieces that you can add later in the draft, and maybe a number 3 wide receiver, maybe a decent number 2 wide receiver. But as far as that top echelon, I mean, Tate's not even the top wide receiver on his college team. You know what I mean? So Smith. I would stay away from him. I'd stay away from all of them in the first couple rounds. There's better ways to build your football team up, and don't be foolish and drink the Kool-Aid and end up overdrafting one of these guys, because I think you're going to be let down.
Yeah. So there's that, and hold on, let me fix the layout here. There we go. And then Riddler goes, the only number 1 wide receiver wideouts Alabama produced was Julio and Amari Cooper. Smith is not a number 1 in my opinion. Hey, he has experience being number 1 his rookie year, so can he be back with the Phillies I just got sent a Phillies thing for all right, thank you, Vic. Yay, a left-handed pitcher. Yay. Is that gonna help us? No. I forget. Yeah, he has experience being number 1. Is he the best number 1? No, but he has experience there, so that is gonna help. Tyson is a big receiver, but not as sexy in my opinion.
He's not Tyson, that big, right?
I want to say he's like 6'2", 210, somewhere around there. So he's not like a monster, but he's not small. But his tape's awesome, but his knees are trash. The dude's been hurt a lot already, and he hasn't even been healthy enough to work out at the combine or at his own pro day. So we can't even get this dude healthy enough to work out for any team. So it's tough to invest highly in the draft in a guy that you can't even see healthy through the pre-draft process. He's coming back from a knee and then apparently injured a hamstring. So that's really, really tough when there's that big of a question mark on injury in the first round.
Where is he mocked? Where is he mocked in the draft?
I think most have him expected as the number 1 to number 3 wide receiver. Just depends on your flavor of what you're looking for. His talent's not a question, but again, if he were healthy through this process, if he were able to go run a 40-yard dash and put a 4.43 up or something, he'd probably be the clear number 1 in this class. But the injuries are a problem, and now you don't have half your measurables because of it.
So it's like him and Tate are 1A, 1B, pretty much.
I mean, some people like Mekhi Lemon better than both of them. So it just depends on who you're talking to. It's all.
But I think that's evidence that there's not a true number 1, because you can't decide. Some have each one as their favorite. I mean, if there was a true number 1 in this, you'd say this is your guy.
Yeah.
Dang. We'll see a lot of wide receivers being drafted here. All right, guys, we're gonna head right into trivia, and then we're gonna call it. So, first one: who threw the Minneapolis Miracle touchdown pass? It's the Vikings quarterback. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah. I'm trying to think who was even on the receiving end of the Minneapolis.
It was Diggs.
Diggs.
Yeah.
Was it Cousins then?
No, it was what the hell's his name? God damn it.
I'll give you hit the missiles. CK. I can't even see. My computer.
No, it wasn't Carson Wentz.
It was not Carson Wentz. Carson Wentz is back on the Vikings. That's actually funny.
God damn it. I know who it is. I just can't think of his name.
Clint Kubiak?
If I say the first name and you guys will be like, "Oh, there it is." All right. Case.
Case Keenum.
Ace Keenum.
Yep.
Yeah, I wasn't
Yeah.
gonna pull that.
Yep. Which stadium hosted the famous Ice Bowl? What is up, Tyler? How's it going, bro?
Cleveland.
No, NFC.
Was it Chicago?
Same division, but not Chicago.
Packers then probably.
Yeah, Green Bay, Lambeau. And then last one, which franchise has the most Hall of Famers?
Dallas.
Mm-mm. It's in the same division as Green Bay.
Is it
Bears.
the Bears?
It's the Bears, 39. They got 39 out of, like, if you want to be technical, it's 41, and it's 39. So that's the most. It's actually kind of crazy. I wouldn't have ever expected the Bears. I wouldn't. I thought it would be
Hey,
like the Cowboys.
Can we take 2 seconds? We was talking about
Yeah.
the Miami Dolphins getting Malik Willis last week, and
Yeah.
we were I was saying that there was a cap on Malik Willis because how could he be better than Jordan Love? And I don't think Jordan Love's a top 10 quarterback, right? So
Yeah.
these guys did an exercise, and not that I agree with everybody that they say on this list, but it's a little thing that I think people should watch.
All right. Is there something you're sharing the screen?
Yeah.
All right. Let me change the layout here so we can get the full on thing. Here we go. And then there we go.
All right, let me see. Let me make it bigger.
Ugh.
I don't know if
I can name one quarterback better than Malik Willis.
I can name 3.
I can name 5.
I'm out.
What?
Oh, it's this. I've seen these a lot. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know how to make it so we can. How come it's
Here,
not?
if you hover over it, there's like a little square thing on the bottom right. You can just click, but that's honestly fine. We can see it. That's perfectly fine.
All right. All right.
So just go for it. Yeah.
Now I got. Hold on. All right.
You're good. Take your
All right,
time.
I'm not.
No, you're good, man. Take your time. I was having technical issues today.
I can name one quarterback better than Malik Willis.
I can name 3.
I can name 5.
I'm out.
What?
That's my franchise quarterback.
What?
What the hell do you mean?
What?
That's my franchise quarterback.
5? You can be a little more generous.
I can name 6.
All right, there you go.
I can name 16.
I can name 18.
I can name 20.
I can name 23.
24.
I'll name 25.
I name 26.
Guys always got a one up.
I think I'm out.
What 27?
You said I always want a one up. All right, I'll do it again. 28.
29.
Stop, guys. It's my franchise quarterback you're talking about.
30.
All right, you got it.
Let's do this. Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, Patrick Mahomes, Joe Burrow, Matthew Stafford, Jaden Daniels, Drake May, Caleb Williams, Jordan Love, Brock Purdy, Justin Herbert, Bo Nix, Jared Goff,
Gets tough from here.
Jalen Hurts, Dak Prescott, Jackson Dart,
Hey,
Baker
Jalen Hurts is in
Mayfield,
there. I'll
Bryce
take
Young,
it.
CJ Stroud, Daniel Jones, Jacoby Brissett.
No, he was
No?
so bad, bro. He was ass. He put up a lot of yards when they were down by 30 in the fourth quarter. He's not good. Malik Willis is better than him.
Trevor Lawrence, Aaron Rodgers, Kyler Murray, Sam Darnold, Super Bowl winning quarterback, Mac Jones.
Okay, no.
Oh, God. Come on,
Yeah.
Chris.
Mac Jones is better than Malik Willis.
Be having a different conversation this time next year.
Okay.
But for now,
I like the jersey, Chris. 99 mil, dead cap. Tua Tagovailoa is better than Malik Willis. Say something.
in the jersey versus franchise quarterback, what to do?
I have nothing to say.
I think he got the short end of the stick. Geno Smith is better than Malik Willis.
No.
Cam Ward.
Is Cam Ward better than Malik Willis today?
Yes.
I think so.
You've seen 3 games of this guy. What are we doing?
It's not like Cam Ward has like this laundry list of impressive film to go off of either.
I beg to differ.
No, he had some good stuff this year.
He had arguably the worst supporting cast.
I
in the
agree.
entire NFL.
I agree. I'm just saying though. Yes, Malik Willis has limited film, but Cam Ward doesn't have like this crazy film to go off of. He was solid.
I think he's special talent.
I
really
think he's a
do.
special talent
too.
too. I think Malik Willis is a special talent too.
Davis Mills.
There you go. That was 30.
This is going to be a different conversation at this time next year.
Let me know in the comments if you think Malik Willis is better than any of these players.
We just launched our ball.
Now I
30?
don't agree with the Geno Smith.
Daniel Jones, no.
I mean, Daniel Jones played at a pretty high level last year. You know what I mean?
Until he didn't.
Until he got injured.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
He got
but
paid though.
Until he ran into this team and turned the ball over 6 times.
let's say this: there was an awful lot of names that you can't argue with
Yeah, fair.
That could be better than Malik Willis. So, was this the right move by the Miami Dolphins trading for a quarterback that just, is not an upper echelon guy? You know what I mean?
If the goal is to rebuild and get high draft picks, I mean, you took away his weaponry in the wide receiver core. He's got nobody to throw to now. So,
But then why sign him?
because you got to you got to fill the stands, like you like to say, Big C, right? We got to have fans going to the games thinking there's hope, and he's an exciting quarterback. It's the same reason you march Justin Fields out there if you're the New York Jets. You know he can't throw the football, but when he scrambles, it's sure fun to watch. So, like, sometimes you put somebody out there just because he's fun when he's running the ball, even though that's not his primary job.
Yeah. I think, Tyler, you're a Chiefs fan, right? I think you're a Chiefs fan, correct? Yeah, I mean, I got to go through that list again and just be like, okay, who's actually better? And I'll.
Yeah. I would have scratched Davis Mills, Geno Smith, and Daniel.
Yeah.
But outside of that, I had a tough time with any of the other ones coming off.
And that was, I had a disagreement. There was a Miami Dolphins space that was opened up, and there was a lot of guys on there. And what I tried to argue with is, I think Malik Willis has some talent. You know what I mean? I think, there's a chance that he can put up some really big numbers with the Dolphins because they're going to be trailing. He's an athletic quarterback. He's going to run for a lot of yards.
Uh-huh.
He's probably going to pass for a lot of yards. He's going to have opportunities to get a lot of touchdowns. If he has a great initial year, and he signed a 3-year deal, but there's only 2 years with guaranteed money. If he has a great year, let's say 30 touchdown passes, he's probably going to have some picks, but another 600-700 yards rushing with another 5-6 touchdowns, he's going to want a new deal. And people are like, well, he's got still another year under contract. Players typically don't go into the final year of guaranteed money and are all right with it. They want new deals. Then they argued back, no, that's just rookies. I was like, no, it's not rookies. And someone else argued, they were like, well, if he does ball out, why wouldn't you give him the contract? And my argument was, well, didn't we just do that with a quarterback that had a great 1 year for us and didn't shoot us in the foot? You know what I mean? So if Malik Willis balls out for a very bad team and we got to go and he comes and say, oh, I want $45-50 million now, I'm not coming to play for $23 million, which, there's a good chance he's going to do that. Because if he gets hurt that final year, there ain't no more money coming in that door. This will be his one opportunity to get paid. You know what I mean? So, I think it's a double-edged sword. He goes out there and performs well. We're going to have a $50 million quarterback on our hands with a very limited roster still.
Yeah.
I think you got reason to be concerned about that because with the roster going to be made up of a lot of rookies, realistically, you're going to draft a lot. You're going to need to rebuild through the draft. There's a decent chance that you're down by multiple scores late in games. Teams are going to go into their soft prevent, and he's just going to tear them apart. And he's going to have a lot of games where he's got 250, 300 yards passing and a couple of touchdowns. And those numbers are going to look awesome, but you're going to have to be real careful to look at how much production was in the fourth quarter of games when they were already out of hand.
Cap says he's going to have the least amount of interceptions in the NFL.
I hope for your sake he's right.
That's a damn lie.
How many
The
years
least
did
amount of
Malik Willis
interceptions.
get? 3?
3.
He got 3, but 2 are only guaranteed.
I was going to say 3. I would have given him 2. I would have given him 2 personally.
Well, I mean,
have
it
him
pretty much-
have him earn
I mean,
it for the 3rd.
I mean, it is a 2-year deal. I mean, because that 3rd year ain't nothing. That's what I'm saying. The 2nd year is the last year guaranteed money. If he performs well, like really well that 1st year, he's not gonna go into a season where he's on the last year of a deal where there's no more money after that year. He's just not gonna do it. Same with Tua. About Tua had $20-some million guaranteed in his final year, his 5th year option. And he refused. He was doing a sit-in. He refused to come in and practice all the way until he got a new contract. And this is a very similar situation if Malik Willis performs well.
Yeah. This is his proof. Like, he's getting his opportunity after playing behind Jordan Love for that time. So for me, it's just like, it's put up or shut up now for Malik. Put up or shut up. You just got to wait and see which wide receivers you're going to get. And who's your tight end?
Greg Dulcich.
And a tight end too. You're gonna need a tight end.
I like Greg Dulcich, so I think he's a nice tight end.
You're gonna need a tight end too. I think he's better than Tua. That's what Tyler said.
I'll give him that. I think he's, like I said, I don't agree with every name that them guys listed. They were pushing their narrative. Davis Mills, you know what I mean? Geno Smith. There's a few others. I don't fully agree, but I think it's very easy to. There's at least 20 that you'd have to put ahead of Malik Willis, and 20 is a low ball.
Yep. All right, guys, we're gonna call it there. Make sure you like, share, subscribe on all the channels. James, what you got coming, man?
New shows every Saturday. I just released my first mock draft of this season, so you can check that out on YouTube or anywhere you listen to podcasts. Then we've got a couple of mini shows coming out, little 10-minute, 11-minute joints too. So all kinds of stuff coming out this week for you guys on Steelers by the Lake.
All right, Big C, what you got?
Just focusing on the draft, breaking down different positions, taking a look at the Miami Dolphins and their team needs, mock drafts galore. I also got draft special coming out with TD Finstock here soon. Still got to decide when we're going to do that. It might be a weekly special until we get till the draft, or it might be a one-time deal. I'm trying to work out the details now, but me and TD Finstock will be doing some kind of draft day special, or not draft day special, but draft special.
All right. And as for me, guys, you will catch me for March Madness today. I'll be streaming Kentucky and Iowa State at 2:45.
Nice.
Hopefully that game will be better than last night, because I streamed I streamed Illinois. I even forget who they demolished. That's how bad the game was. Anyways, guys, we actually have a wrestling show on the network right now, and then we have a Yankees play-by-play today at 1 throughout the whole season. So if you guys are Yankees fans, come subscribe to the Hardcore Sports Network. That's pretty big, actually. That's pretty big. So with that being said, like, share, subscribe. Get you guys later, man. Peace. Have a good one.
Peace.